This health crisis has obviously sparked an economic crisis, and this lawsuit is not just about masks. The governor's also suing your July 10th order to go back to phase one guidelines, not a mandate, but a guideline for business. He says it is crippling for Atlanta business owners and their employees who are struggling to survive. We know how bad this is economically, but you might need to do it from a health perspective. Given all that, do you have a plan to help Atlanta residents economically?
Stephanie, part of our plan was to give businesses recommendations that they could follow so that they would be very clear on where we were with the data and metrics. But at the beginning of this pandemic, my charge to my team was simple. I said, God bless the child who's got his own. We immediately began to put into place small business loans. We created a Strength and Beauty Fund grant program for barbers and cosmetologists. We've done moratorium on evictions. We have suspended water payments and towing and booting. And we put a series of things in place to make sure that businesses would be protected as best as they could. And we continue to do that. This advisory committee that came up with the recommendations on our phased approach was comprised of leaders across this city, Fortune 500 companies, small businesses, healthcare professionals. It's with their recommendations that we set out very clear data and metrics, voluntary metrics. So to be sued over voluntary metrics and data is an attempt to distract from what the real issue is here, and that's a lack of leadership on behalf of Brian Kemp.
You're in the middle of trying to figure out how schools are going to reopen this fall. Are you worried that without being on the same page as the governor or being in this situation with him, you're not going to get the help that you need?
So the governor really has abdicated his responsibilities when it's convenient. When schools were making decisions about whether or not to reopen, and they have independently elected and appointed school boards and superintendents, he deferred to local control. He did not want to make the tough decisions on schools. So we now have a hodgepodge of recommendations in this state as it relates to reopening of schools. The Atlanta public schools have decided to go virtual only for the first 9 weeks. But Stephanie, the fundamental issue is this. We had all of the first of the year, from January to March, all of spring, and all of this summer to get this right so that our children could go back to school. Schools opened back up in August in this state. And here we are, still scrambling to get technology in the hands of our students because there's a lack of leadership and there has been a fundamental failure for us to get to the other side of COVID-19. We can look to New York. We can look to other places who've gotten to the other side. It's through being smart. It's through mandating masks and having competent testing services and providing resources to people to get their results. It took me 8 days to get my COVID results back. There was an asymptomatic child in my home. Had I gotten those results back sooner, it's very likely that my husband and I would not have been infected by COVID-19.
8 days. Contact tracing doesn't work if it takes 8 days. I do want to shift gears just a bit before we go, because in the past month, Atlanta shootings are up 124%. compared to the same time last year. What is going on?
What's happening in Atlanta is what's happening across the country. There is a combination of things. There are these systemic issues, including lack of access to health care, including people being unemployed. People are dying of COVID-19. We witnessed the injustices that have happened in front of our eyes, and it's boiling over into our streets. It's happening in Atlanta. It's happening across the country. The irony of it is that our overall crime rate is down by 18%. But in Georgia, an open carry state, people are allowed to walk down the streets with assault weapons, and we don't have probable cause to stop them. And you don't get to pick and choose which demographic you get to stop and question as to why they're walking in our streets with open weapons. It is an issue in Atlanta. It's an issue in other cities across this nation, and it is one that we take very seriously. But this notion that somehow the governor is helping us with law and order is false. He has military tanks in front of state buildings. This is a playbook. This is a play out of the Nixon playbook. Distract, talk about law and order when the reality is that people are dying of COVID-19, and this president and this governor have failed us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.